The Amityville Horror, a name that has become synonymous with fear, dread, and the unknown. It's a tale that has transcended time, embedding itself into the very fabric of horror folklore. Just the name sends shivers down your spine. It conjures images of restless spirits, malevolent forces, and a house that seems to breathe with a life of its own. It's a story that's been told and retold, each time growing more terrifying. Each retelling adds another layer of fear, another dimension of horror, making it a legend that refuses to fade away. A large Dutch colonial house in the seemingly peaceful town of Amityville, New York. At first glance it appears to be just another home in a quiet neighborhood, but looks can be deceiving. But behind the facade of normalcy lurks a darkness, a stain on the very soul of the house. It's a place where the walls whisper secrets and the air is thick with an unseen presence. It's a story of a family ripped apart, of an evil that refused to die. The Lutz family, who moved into the house in 1975, experienced a series of horrifying events that would change their lives forever. This is a place where the impossible becomes terrifyingly real. Objects move on their own, strange noises echo through the halls, and an overwhelming sense of dread permeates every room. This isn't just a haunted house story, it's a warning, a cautionary tale that reminds us of the thin veil between our world and the unknown. A reminder that some doors are best left unopened, some secrets better left buried. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue holds many such secrets, each more terrifying than the last. But you're here now, ready to delve into the darkness. Prepare yourself. The story of the Amityville Horror is not for the faint of heart. It's a journey into the unknown, where every shadow hides a secret and every creak of the floorboards is a whisper from the past. What you're about to read will stay with you long after you turn the final page. The Amityville Horror is more than just a story. It's an experience, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places. So turn the page if you dare, and step into the shadows of the Amityville Horror. Our story begins not with the Lutz family, but with the DeFeos. The DeFeo family was a seemingly ordinary family living in a picturesque suburban house on Ocean Avenue. They were part of the fabric of the community, known to their neighbors and friends. But behind the facade of normalcy there were dark undercurrents that no one could have imagined. The DeFeo family consisted of Ronald DeFeo Sr., his wife Louise, and their 5 children: Ronald Jr., Dawn, Allison, Mark, and John Matthew. They appeared to be living the American dream, but appearances can be deceiving. The house on Ocean Avenue, with its charming exterior and well-kept lawn, hid a multitude of secrets. Behind closed doors, a storm was brewing. Ronald DeFeo Jr., the eldest son, was troubled. He struggled with a volatile temper and had a history of violent outbursts. His behavior became increasingly erratic and violent, causing tension and fear within the family. The once peaceful home became a place of turmoil and dread. Ronald Jr. was known to have a strained relationship with his father, and the pressure of living up to his family's expectations weighed heavily on him. He turned to drugs and alcohol, further exacerbating his instability. The family tried to keep these issues hidden, but the cracks in their facade were becoming more apparent. Then, the unthinkable happened. On a cold November night in 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr. took a rifle and murdered his entire family as they slept. His parents, his 2 brothers, and his 2 sisters. All gone in a matter of moments. The house, once filled with life and laughter, was now a tomb, soaked in the blood of innocence. The community was in shock. How could such a tragedy occur in their quiet neighborhood? The police investigation revealed the horrifying details of that night. Ronald Jr. had methodically gone from room to room, shooting each family member as they lay in their beds. The brutality of the crime was incomprehensible. The aftermath of the murders left a lasting scar on the community. The house on Ocean Avenue, once a symbol of suburban bliss, became a place of horror and sorrow. Neighbors spoke in hushed tones about the events that had transpired, and the media descended upon the scene, turning it into a national spectacle. Ronald DeFeo Jr. was quickly apprehended by the police. During his trial, he claimed that he had heard voices urging him to commit the murders. Despite his defense, he was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. The house, now empty and haunted by the memories of that fateful night, stood as a grim reminder of the tragedy. DeFeo was caught, convicted, and imprisoned, but the horror was far from over. The house on Ocean Avenue would soon become the site of another infamous chapter in its history, as the Lutz family moved in and experienced their own terrifying ordeal. The legacy of the DeFeo family tragedy would continue to haunt the house and those who dared to enter it. The story of the DeFeo family is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind closed doors. It serves as a cautionary tale about the hidden struggles that can exist within a seemingly perfect family. As we delve deeper into the history of the house on Ocean Avenue, we will uncover more layers of its haunted past and the lingering spirits that refuse to rest. A year later, the Lutz family arrived. George and Kathy Lutz, along with their 3 children, saw the house on Ocean Avenue as a fresh start, a dream home. They were aware of the tragedy but dismissed it, believing that they could make new memories in the house. They were wrong, dead wrong. From the moment they moved in, things felt off. A cold, oppressive presence hung in the air. Strange smells like rotting meat permeated the house. The children began to see things, shadows moving in the darkness, a demonic face with glowing red eyes peering at them from the shadows. The paranormal activity escalated rapidly. George Lutz, once a loving father and husband, became withdrawn, aggressive. He would wake up in the middle of the night covered in sweat, muttering about being watched. Kathy felt a constant sense of dread, as if something evil was always lurking just out of sight. Then came the green slime, a thick, viscous substance that oozed from the walls, reeking of death and decay. It was a physical manifestation of the evil that had taken root in the house, a reminder that they were not alone. The Lutz family was living a nightmare. Desperate, the Lutzes reached out for help. Enter Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators. They had faced down evil before, but nothing could have prepared them for the Amityville horror. Ed, a demonologist, sensed an overwhelming demonic presence, a malevolence so pure it chilled him to the bone. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, saw horrific visions of the DeFeo murders replayed before her eyes. She felt the pain, the terror of the victims. The Warrens were convinced this was no ordinary haunting. The house was a conduit to hell itself, and the Lutz family was trapped inside. Section 6, A Media Circus. The story of the Amityville horror, fueled by the Warrens' involvement, exploded in the media. Newspapers ran sensationalized headlines. People were both horrified and captivated. A book, The Amityville Horror, was published in 1977, detailing the Lutz family's terrifying account. It became an instant bestseller. Then came the movie. The Amityville Horror hit the big screen in 1979, terrifying audiences worldwide. The house on Ocean Avenue became an icon of horror, a chilling reminder that evil could lurk anywhere, even in our own homes. Section 7, Truth or Fabrication. But as with any good ghost story, doubts began to surface. Skeptics emerged, questioning the validity of the Lutz's claims. Were they telling the truth, or had they fabricated the entire thing for fame and fortune? The debate raged on. The Lutz's story had inconsistencies, details changed over time. Some of the paranormal activity seemed too fantastical, too unbelievable. Had the power of suggestion fueled by the media frenzy influenced their memories, or was there a darker truth that the skeptics refused to see? Section 8, The Amityville Legacy. Despite the controversy, the Amityville horror continues to fascinate and terrify. The house on Ocean Avenue still stands, a silent sentinel to the horrors that allegedly transpired within its walls. It's a place where the line between fact and fiction blurs, where the impossible seems disturbingly plausible. The legacy of the Amityville horror extends far beyond that house in Amityville. It's become a part of our collective consciousness, a cautionary tale whispered around campfires and late at night. It's a reminder that some places hold a darkness that can never truly be erased. Section 9. A haunting conclusion. The Amityville. Horror is more than just a ghost story, it's a chilling tale that has captivated and terrified audiences for decades. The story of the Amityville house is not just about the supernatural, but also about the very real horrors that can occur within the walls of a home. It's a story about the fragility of the human psyche, the way our minds can be twisted and tormented by unseen forces. The Amityville horror delves deep into the psychological terror that can grip a person, making them question their own sanity. The darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most ordinary-seeming families is a central theme. The DeFeo family, who lived in the house before the Lutzes, seemed like any other family. But beneath the surface there were dark secrets and unimaginable horrors. It's a story that forces us to confront our deepest fears, to look into the abyss and see the darkness staring back at us. The Amityville horror challenges us to face the unknown, to question what we believe is real and what is merely a figment of our imagination, to question what we believe is real. The fear that grips us when we hear a creak in the floorboards or see a shadow move in the corner of our eye is the same fear that the Lutz family experienced during their 28 days of terror. So, the next time you hear the name Amityville, remember the DeFeo family, victims of a senseless tragedy. Their story is a reminder of the real-life horrors that can occur, the darkness that can consume a person and drive them to commit unspeakable acts. Remember the Lutz family, forever marked by their 28 days of terror. Their story is a testament to the power of fear, the way it can take hold of a person and refuse to let go. Forever marked by their 28 days of terror, the passage of time has not diminished the impact of their story. It remains a chilling reminder of the power of the unknown, the way it can haunt us long after the events have passed. And remember, some doors are best left unopened. The mysteries that lie behind them can be too terrifying to confront. The Amityville house is a symbol of those doors, a place where the line between reality and the supernatural is blurred. Some secrets are best left buried. The secrets of the Amityville house are a reminder that some things are better left unknown, that the pursuit of knowledge can sometimes lead to terrifying discoveries, because the darkness is always listening, waiting. The darkness that surrounds the Amityville house is a constant presence, a reminder that the unknown is always lurking, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself.